Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for Saturday with Stacey YouTube number 239. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready to do this YouTube. I am. We have got wonderful new product from one of our favorite manufacturers, Stampendous, who is absolutely awesome to Scrapbooking Made Simple. They even gave us some of these stamps. You're seeing them before anybody else in the world is seeing them. Truly, they haven't even really released yet. They haven't released yet, and we've already got them. So thank you for that. We also have a company that I have been wanting to do business with. I have been fawning over them. I've kind of been stalking them. They're an international company, and it took a little while before the two worlds collided and we were able to do business together. I mean, I have been following them for a couple of years now. I mean, shamefully, like, oh, I really love your stuff. Can we have it yet? And no, not yet. We're just not there yet. But they're here now. And so I'm so excited to have it. We have got Winner Chicken Dinner to talk about. I'm going to discuss that and announce our winners from the last YouTube to YouTube number 238, which featured inky antics, and that wonderful die that allowed you to do no, I'm not voguing, but it was this die that lets you do this interactive card, and it was designed by Jackie, who designs all the Inky Antics products, and it was just a really great YouTube, and the in-store customers who came and did the make and take, they loved it. So I'm excited that we've got two winners that are going to receive a prize package with Inky Antics. An update on the shop that did not hop, we are at number 93,300. So 93,300. So if you are anywhere from 93,300 or below, your order is either in picking, in quality control, shipping, or you've already received your order and you're going, oh yeah, love my dies. Because you bought them for $1. So we are slowly but surely getting through all of those orders, and as I have updates with the new numbers that we're up to, I will certainly let you know. Okay, so I think Winner Chicken Dinner is going to be where we go next, because I want to tell you a little bit about the company that I'm in love with. All right, so Winner Chicken Dinner. Two of you, congratulations, you have joined a very popular club, the Winner Chicken Dinner Club here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. And like I mentioned, you're going to win some of that wonderful Inky Antics products, compliments of Scrapbooking Made Simple. Are you ready to hear if it's you? Well, if you are Roxanne Emerson, you're a winner. Chicken dinner, you're a winner. Woohoo, ka-choo. Let me hold it up. Roxanne Emerson, if that's you, that's your name. Are you screaming and jumping and dancing and going, oh my gosh, it only took 4 years, but I finally won? Well, it's true, you did. But you're not alone. How about Jen Peterson? Way to go, Jen. You're a winner. Chicken dinner. There's your name. I don't want to bounce too much. Hopefully it zooms in. Jen Peterson, you're a winner. Chicken dinner. Wahoo. Ka-choo. For you. So you girls have won some of that wonderful Inky Antics products. How are you going to claim your prize? Go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com, look for the link that says Winner Chicken Dinner, follow it, do what you need to do, send us that email with all the information. We'll confirm you are indeed our Winner Chicken Dinner, and then we'll get your prizes right out to you. I understand that the girls who won Stacey's favorite things have received their goodies, and I hope you liked my favorite things. I hope they made your heart happy. So now if you want to be a Winner Chicken Dinner, how do you do this? You have to have a username and log into YouTube. You don't have to post anything. You don't have to do a video. You just have to have a username and log into YouTube. Then you find our channel, which is scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and you click subscribe. You have to hit that subscribe button, and then you can post a comment on our YouTubes. And that's where we get our Winner Chicken Dinners from. Every week we announce 2 Winner Chicken Dinners. What I can absolutely guarantee you is that if you never post a comment, you will never win. And I don't know how long it might take you to win, but I bet Jen and Roxanne thought it was never going to happen, and it did for them for this week. Congratulations, girls. All right. Now, the product that we've got today for you, like I said, we've got Stampendous. We've got brand new product from Stampendous. Love, love, love it. 6x6 stamps. But we also have product from Creative Expressions. Now, Creative Expressions is a company out of the UK. I'm wondering if they've got it on here. I don't know that they have it on their thingy, on their that it's Creative Expressions. They're a company out of the UK. And I met Lizanne several years ago. And Lizanne, actually, she's the one that I deal with at Creative Expressions. Lovely, just love her, and I love her accent. So I met her several years ago when she brought Sue Wilson to our store. You may know Sue Wilson from her die designs and her stamp designs. Well, Creative Expressions is the company that manufactures those for Sue. So I got to meet Sue, and it was such an, oh my gosh, honor. I mean, truly an honor. So to have Lizanne and Sue in my store was amazing. But I couldn't buy their products. They weren't set up to sell to us yet, to sell internationally. And you may know some of their products under the brand Cosmic Shimmer. Cosmic Shimmer. Well, I was in Germany for Creative World this year, and I was walking on by, and there was their booth, always where their booth is every time I go. And every time I go, I look and I just kind of pet all the paints and the inks and the dyes and the stamps, and I'm like, oh, I just love this. Lizanne, can't we do business yet? And she's like, why, yes, Stacey. Yes, we can. No, she didn't do that, but hi, Lizanne. But she said, yes, we are ready, and we can't wait to start doing business with Scrapbooking Made Simple. So we're going to start bringing in some of their Cosmic Shimmer line, and that Cosmic Shimmer line encompasses a whole bunch of different products. It's not just one product called Cosmic Shimmer. It's a brand called Cosmic Shimmer with different paints, and I've got a YouTube for you next week where we're using something that I had not seen before. So there's all different items that fall under Cosmic Shimmer, and slowly but surely we'll be bringing those in. Now, what I have for you today is a product that we used to carry years ago, and it's actually the first thing I asked Lizanne, could I ever buy from them? And it was the answer no, but I forgive you now. Gilding Flakes. We used to buy the most beautiful Gilding Flakes from a company called Indigo Blue, and we just couldn't get them anymore. And Lizanne and Cosmic Shimmer Gilding Flakes, they have so many colors and blends that I wanted them so badly. So when I saw the Stampendous stamps and I saw the Gilding Flakes, I knew it was a match made in heaven. Now, in this YouTube, I'm going to show you a couple different things. And as I said, sometimes it's more important to write down what not to do than what to do. And that's going to be the case in this YouTube, because I'm going to show you two different adhesives and how those adhesives work. And while they do similar things, they also do things that are different. One of them cannot do what the other can. This YouTube is for beginners, intermediates, and advanced. I promise you, there's no die cutting in here. There's no heat tools needed. If you are a beginner crafter, you can do this. Really, you can do this. When you see how simple it is, but the effect that you get is amazing, you can do this. So we're going to start out simple, and I'm going to work towards a little more complicated, because as the advanced crafters are out there, you're going to take what we do that we've expanded upon, and you're going to expand upon it even more and make it yours. And you beginning crafters, you don't stay beginners forever, and these YouTubes last forever. I don't know if they last forever. I'm going to have to think about that. But I want to get started for today. I want to tilt on down. I want to show you the free in-store make and take that's going on right now. And I want to say, welcome to YouTube number 239, Saturday with Stacey. Okay, we're going to tilt on down. You ready? Down we go. Bye, everybody. It's funny because I really did like stalk this company. And persistence pays off. Now, this is the make and take everybody's doing downstairs. Is that gorgeous? Is that just beautiful and so simple? Really. This is a Stampendous stamp, and this is Gilding Flakes from Cosmic Shimmer by Creative Expressions. Now, our customers had a choice to do this one, or they could have done the silvery one. And see, we orientated this one differently. We ran the bow and put the bow this way. Could have done it that way and turned the bow. It's up to you. But here we've got the silver. And yes, it's foiled, but it didn't require a foiling machine. It didn't require a heat tool. It didn't require anything but some glue, some paper, a stipple brush, which is very inexpensive, just a couple dollars, and some Gilding Flakes. But we're going to take it far more than this, trust me. If you already know how to use Gilding Flakes with glue, you want to stay around because we're going to do something that you might not have known you can do. I don't even know if Lizanne knows we can do this. So I'm going to put those aside and we are going to get started for today. Now, to begin with, I have got the brand new stamps 6x6 from Stampendous. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like maybe 8 6x6 stamps. This one is brand new. Nobody's seen it before. You're seeing it for the first time with everybody else in the world. And so we're very excited to have it. It's just lovely. It is a rubber stamp and it does cling to a block. So if you were using, this is where having the larger set from Do Crafts is really nice. If you were using a block, there, it's good to go. And this set for all 4 blocks and the storage is under $11. And holy smokes, I know people who sell this block here, the big 6 by 8 block, for close to $25, $30 just for the block. But you get it all. Today, however, we're not going to be using the block. I am going to use my gush pad, but I'm not going to use the block. And you may say, Stacey, why not? Well, I'll tell you. Even with a gush pad, and this is what a gush pad is, and this is what you put down, and you put your paper down, and it allows you to stamp into and make a really good impression between the stamp and the paper because you're sinking into it. With a stamp this size, sometimes you miss a little bit of pressure when you're stamping down on your paper, and you tend to get a little spot, a hole is what we call it, where it just didn't stamp perfectly. And that's because you've got so much to cover with pressure to make sure that you've got a good impression. So when we have larger stamps, sometimes we tend to just turn them upside down and put our paper on that stamp. I'm going to cut this in half. We'll put that paper on the stamp this way and we'll massage it, or even a full size. Do I have a full size? Even if I had a full size. And just kind of massage it so that we get a really nice impression. So it really depends upon what you want to do. If you want to use the block and you're very comfortable with making sure you've got all over pressure, then go for it. And if you're not, then just turn it upside down. Now we're going to start with our Essentials glue pad. And I showed this to you last week. We used it with the Stampendous glitter. This is a must-have for every arsenal. Truly it is. If you've got a crafting arsenal, this needs to be in there. It just is that good, and it is so universally used. You can do so much with it. Now, when you open it up, first off, it comes like this. This is how it's shipped in a package that looks like this. This is not a re-inker. This is the actual glue. When you open yours up, it's going to be dry. There's going to be no glue on here at all. You don't take your glue and put all of your glue on there at once. You only use as much of this as you need for the application that you're doing. And so I'm just going to do a little Z. I'm going to rub it on in, and then I'm not going to use any more until I need more. Now, this pad is eventually going to get embossing powder and glitter and mega flakes all over it. I don't care. I never throw this away. Anytime I need more glue, I just buy the glue in the bottle. I don't rebuy a pad. It's not necessary. This will last you forever. It has this little plastic lid in there. I have taken some of my Stacey foam and I have double-sided foam that comes in big sheets so you can make pop dots in whatever size you want, or shaker cards. So I put a little piece in there and attached it my lid so that I never lose my lid, and I always get it nice. It closes very nicely to keep the air out of there. Now, again, you don't use a whole lot of glue. So I'm going to open this up and I'm just going to put like a little Z. And I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to kind of rub it on in. And that's good. You never clean this ever. Just let that glue sit on there because it never dries. It is considered a two-way glue, so it never fully dries while it's on here. A two-way glue needs to go tacky, and it allows you to really hold glitter and flakes and foils and all sorts of good stuff in place. Now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've added some glue to my stamp. I have essentially inked up my stamp with glue, and I'm just going to grab a piece of paper and I'm going to lay it right down where I've glued. And I'm just going to give a little press. Now I'm not pressing hard, I'm not doing chest compressions. There's the fire trucks. It wouldn't be an SMS YouTube without the fire trucks. We are right on a main street here in Canyon Country in the Taco Bell Plaza. Yeah, Taco Bell's like literally, I mean, I can see it out the window. So I'm giving a little bit of a press, nice all over pressure, not pushing. You're just doing a little back massage. That's all, just a little back massage. And when you think you've got it all good and go, yeah, pull up. And there's my image. And you can see that my image has transferred in glue. Now, this has to go tacky. It absolutely, positively has to go tacky. It must. You can't use it right away. You kind of got to let it waft. You can set it over to the side, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this. I'm not going to add any more glue to it. I've got plenty of glue on there. I'm just going to re-ink or re-glue. This time I'm going to grab a piece of white paper. And I'm going to do the exact same thing using my white paper. And while that's sitting there, I'm going to give this a little bit of a waft because it's really gluey and I want it to dry. Would you take a heat gun to this to dry it faster? No, you would not. I want it to go tacky. It can stay like this for 20, 30 minutes. You can walk away from it and come back after, I don't know, watching my mom's favorite, Judge Judy, whatever you got to do, run and pick the kids up from school and then come back and you're still going to be fine. So now I've transferred my image. I don't know if I can get a watermark image of it onto my white paper. And I'm going to set that one aside. And I'm going to come back here. I'm going to move my stamp right on over. Now I could have done a big piece. I opted to do just a small piece. Give it a little waft. I'm going to cover up my glue for now. And again, you want to give it you want to give it a few minutes if you're not going to waft it. If you're just going to let it sit there, you need to give it at least 3 minutes. The longer the better. It's kind of like a copper kettle or a copper frying pan that's been well seasoned. So you want to give it a chance. All right. I think that's probably good enough. Now, what I have in my 2 tubs are Gilding Flakes. Now, we sent Elena to go buy tubs for the make and take, and she bought really big Tupperwares from the Dollar Tree. Holy smokes, artichokes. The Gilding Flakes that you're going to get come in a little package like this. But when you open this little package, you're going to need to have something to put it in, preferably a Tupperware. That way you just dump it in. Now that's not, by the time this opens up and this aerates, you actually have more than this in this little package. I know it looks so thin. How can it be? Because it's compressed down. It's compressed, and once you open it up and it aerates, it fluffs right up. Holy smokes, artichokes. So you're going to receive it in a package that looks like this. You're going to run to the dollar store and you're going to get yourself some little Tupperwares with some lids, and you're going to empty it right in there because you're going to use it out of that Tupperware. You're never going to take it out of that Tupperware. You're going to use it right while it's still in that Tupperware. So I've got my black sheet over here, and I'm going to grab what's called a stipple brush. Now, if you were an adult in the 80s, I was born in 1968, so I wasn't quite an adult at the end of the 80s, but I was approaching, then you might have done some stenciling on your walls. We all had these stencils, and we did stenciling on our walls for decorative accent. It was cool back then. This is the same brush. It's got a firm bristle, but not too hard. This one is by Sukaniko. It's relatively inexpensive. I want to say it's like, I don't know, $2.99 or $3.99. You really only need it once. And I'm going to use that to pick up some of my leafing and just kind of put it right on my card. Now, can you see I'm doing it right in my tub? Now, the leafing is very fine. You do not want to have your fan blowing, and you don't want to sneeze. So I've got some leafing on there, and then I'm just going to take my stipple brush, and in a nice flow, I'm going to just kind of swirl, and where that glue is, my foil, my flakes are going to stick, and where there is no glue, they're going to fall off, and they're going to go right back in to my tub because they are completely reusable. Even when they get down to little tiny nothing pieces, they're still reusable. So I'm not scrubbing hard. I'm just giving a nice little burnish. And you can see my foiling versus no foiling. And if you need a little more, you add a little more, because it's going to go right back into your tub. We are talking about no waste here, which is why one little package of it, unless you're doing wedding invitations or something like that, it's going to last you quite a while. And if I feel that it's tacky in some places, I can add a little more just to make sure that I've got it all covered. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It stays, doesn't move. It's all dry. Doesn't come off, doesn't make a mess, doesn't go all over the place when somebody opens it, and this is ready to be used to make something like that. Ready to go. So on black paper, it is absolutely gorgeous. Any of their Gilding Flakes is absolutely stunning on black paper. But remember, I used my Essentials glue pad. Next, I want to show you, I'm going to slide it on over. I want to show you the Cosmic Shimmer glue. And it comes in large, small, and then detail. This is all the same glue. This is just the large bottle, the small bottle, and then a detail bottle. This is same but different. And you use it the same but different. And I want to show you how this is done. This is flitter glue. They call it the flake and glitter glue, but it's flitter glue is what a lot of people call it. And when I'm using it with a stamp, I just take this off. You can certainly cut this off and have a fine detail. I just take that off and I grab myself a makeup sponge. And I push to the top And can you see how thick that is? Can you see how thick that is? This is thick glue. It's kind of the consistency of maybe peanut butter, perhaps. I'm going to take some, I'm going to put it right on my makeup sponge, and I'm going to apply it to my stamp. Now, when you're stamping for the first time, when you're using this for the first time, because if you're going to do several impressions, you need to be a little heavy-handed with it. Once it's on there and you do impression after impression, you don't have to add as much each time, but you do want to be a little heavy-handed with it. And you can see where you've put your glue because it almost turns a fluorescent color, almost like you've got a black light on it and it's turned color. So you can see where I've added the glue and you can see where I haven't, which is a really nice feature because then you know if you've got the coverage, the area you want covered. Now I'm going to put this off to the side and I'm going to grab another piece of my paper. And I'm going to put it down. I'm not going to stay too long. Ooh. Okay, that I pulled up too soon. That's a no can do. It was stuck to my hands. I'm going to add a little more glue just to be sure I've got my coverage really good. Take my black paper, and hopefully I don't pull it up this time. Okay, so a press, press, and then pull. You can't leave it there too long because it will try and glue itself down. And this time you can see the glue, that blue little phosphorus or highlight has transferred onto the black, so you can see your impression that way. Now this is again a two-way glue, so I'm going to let it sit. And in the meantime, I'm gonna glue up just a little bit more. I don't need nearly as much this time because I've already got so much on there. I just wanna hit the top of it. And I'm gonna take a piece of white paper. And glue. Nice, but not too long. And pull up. I wonder if I've got enough on there. We'll see. I don't know if I've got enough on there. We'll see. Now, while this glue will wipe off with a wet wipey or a baby wipe, this glue is going to take you going over to your sink and putting a little dishwashing detergent on it and rubbing it out. This is very thick glue, very heavy glue. And what it does is very, very beautiful. Now, as this is drying, I'm starting to lose that fluorescence, and that's how you know it's going tacky, because I'm losing that fluorescence. It's starting to dry away. And I think I'm going to sit this one over here for a minute. And I think that this is pretty tacky. Give it another waft or two. Bring over my foil. Keep it right in there. Pick some up and just kind of lay it on. Doesn't matter if you pick up big pieces, small pieces, I just want to get some on here. So then I can start kind of swirling it. There we go. So it's pretty well covered. Pretty well covered. Then I'm going to take it and gently just start swirling. And as I'm taking off that foil, those flakes where the glue was not on the paper, they're falling right back into, well, they're falling on my hands right now, but they're falling right back into the tub so I can use them again. And you don't want to overbrush. Look at how pretty is that? Is that gorgeous? You don't want to sit there and brush and brush and brush. I mean, it is a bristle brush, and at some point you'll start taking the leafing off. But it's so very pretty and so very easy. Oh my gosh, I love that piece right there. Do you see that piece? It's kind of got a goldy purpley to it. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. So just a nice little brush. It just kind of sets it and makes it happy. And it's so pretty and very easy to do. Right now we've used 2 glues, and the glues are very similar to each other for this type of an application. If this is all you're going to do with it, it doesn't matter if you use the Cosmic Shimmer or you use the Essentials glue pad. If this is all you ever plan on doing is stamping and then putting your foils on, you don't ever have to worry about which glue to use. They both are going to work beautifully. But what if you wanted to do more? What if you wanted to do more? So I've still got these, woo! Can you see, did you see that? Just kind of fluffed up in a way. I've got my glitter cleanup cloth and I'm just gonna pick it all up. Woo! I moved it too fast and it kind of went, oh, it's like light, like fairy dust. All right, now for my craft mat, all I need, even if I get the flitter glue on, their flake and glitter glue, the Cosmic Shimmer, it's easy enough. You just get your handy wipe or whatever, your baby wipe, and it'll wipe right off your craft mat. Not a problem. It wipes right off your hands too. But the stamp will need to get washed. And just put it in your sink. And this is a rubber stamp. It's going to hold up to the test of time. You can get in there and you can scrub it. You can do anything you need to this because it's a Stampendous rubber stamp and it will hold up to the test of time. Now I still have my white ones over here. And let's do, this one is with my Essentials glue pad. So how long ago did we do that? Quite some time ago, right? I'm gonna throw some flakes on it, turn it around, throw some flakes on it, and then start to move those flakes around. And where that glue is, it's going to adhere. And where there is no glue, it's just going to drop right off and fall right back into the bowl to be used later. So look at how pretty that's become. And again, I stamped this a good 15 minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago. I lose track of time. You can probably tell when you see the length of my YouTubes. People are like, I don't have that much time to devote to a YouTube. That's okay. Watch me in 20-minute chunks, commercial free. Look at how pretty is that? Done with the Essentials glue. Now, I don't know what kind of an impression I've got here. Don't know if I've got a good impression or not. So we're gonna try it with the flitter glue. Remember I did the white one with the flitter glue. And let's see what happens. Go in there and get some on there. Shake it off. Turn it around. Get some more on there. And you can see in the tub there's bunches of just little pieces, and that's perfectly fine. And let's see. Oh, I did get a good impression. And again, this is the time you want to be tacky. When you're playing with a two-way glue like your Essentials ink pad or your Glitter and Flake or Flake and Glitter from Cosmic Shimmer, you want to be a little tacky. Because remember, it's like that copper pot that's seasoned really well. By letting it go tacky, you're seasoning that copper pot so that you get just a beautiful impression. Oh yeah. And I love like the reds. Is that, I don't know, maybe too fast, too close. Can you see? I don't know if you can even see that in the camera, but oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Gorge. Same color, white and black. Which one makes your heart happy? So I've shown you two different glues that do the exact same thing. And you're welcome to use either one of them, because if that's all you're doing, you're going to get the exact same thing. Now we're going to move on, and I'm going to take it a little bit further. And this is where the difference of the glues is going to become very, very, very apparent. I'm going to bring over the stamp here because it's so flippin' cute. It really is. And I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right on my Essentials glue pad, a little bit of a Z. Kind of spread it around with my finger. Turn my stamp over. Oh, it's got a little flitter glue in there, or flakes in there, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna ink it up, only instead of using ink, I'm using glue. And then I'm gonna take my white piece of paper and I'm gonna lay it right over the top and give a nice little massage. And pull up. And I can see my impression. I don't know if I can get a watermarked image for you so that you can see it. And put that one aside for right now. Close up my glue. And now I'm going to take my flitter glue and ink up as well. Here's my bottle that's open. Now this goes a long way. It's thick and you use quite a bit, but it lasts quite a long time. There's a good amount, a fair amount in here. And I'm just gonna kind of get it all around. Maybe just a hair bit more. So you want a nice amount. You want to be generous when it's the first time you're using it on the stamp for the projects that you're doing that day, because then you're going to wash it all off. So next time you use it, you'll start with a little bit of heavy hand. And then as you re-glue, as you're doing several sheets, you won't need as much glue. And again, I'm going to take my white piece of paper and I'm going to give a nice pressure, a nice massage. And hopefully I've got the whole thing, and I'm going to pull up. Okay, we'll see what happens. Now I've had this one sitting here, and this is the Essentials. So this one is, let's just take my pen, and this one is so this is my Essentials glue. And it's been sitting for a few minutes, and I probably can go ahead and and add my flakes. So I'm going to do them in silver. Grab my brush, get some on there. Turn it around. Get some on there. Now it's going to take very little because this is an outline stamp. So this stamp is mainly just line drawing. It's outline. Unlike this stamp, which has much heavier lines to fill in. Big difference in how much you're going to use. So now, what's the benefit of doing this? This gives you, using the foils, it gives you the look of embossing without using a heat tool. It gives you the look of foil without having to go press and foil. It really does look like you used embossing powder to get this down. Truly it does. Okay. Clean it right up. If you want, you can take a little bit of a mop brush and brush it right off. And there's my image, all in foil, but you can feel it. It has the feel of embossing. It's not flat, it has a raised feel to it. And there it is. So again, with the essentials, no problem. Ooh, now let's bring the flitter over and see what we get. Same thing, I'm just going to put my flakes right on. Kind of turn it over. Throw some up on that side. And then just start to lightly brush it off. All goes right back into your pot. Take a little bit of our brush and just kind of brush it off. So, both done, both images, just like we did before. Same. Here's where it's going to get different. I've got my two images, essentials and flitter. Let me clean up my mess a little bit and put my glue lid back on because I'm not going to need it. Take my glitter cleanup cloth and kind of clean up my mess. Okay, we're good there. Wipe down my craft mat. This is my non-stick, non-slip craft mat. Good thing I'm getting my nails done tonight because I've now flittered them many colors. And I'm going to bring my paper back. So we've got our essentials glue and our non-essentials glue, and this is where we're going to change things up a bit. I just want to make sure I've got enough of that off the edges. Off the edges. Okay. This is where our Tombow markers come in, and this is where the difference between this glue and this glue is dramatic. Dramatic. Let's say I wanted to add color. I wanted to add color to these. How would I do that? Well, I want to paint it on. I want to paint it in. I want to do a background of some sort. You know what? Let's do the background on these. So I've got one of these as an essentials and one of them isn't. And it's going to become apparent which one is and which one isn't very quickly. So I can take my beautiful inks from Tombow, my beautiful markers. Maybe I'll do greens. And I'm going to use my dual tip pins, my dual brush tip pins right there, and I'm going to scribble right onto my craft mat. And I'm going to scribble right onto my craft mat. And I'm going to palette paint with these. And palette painting means that you just put the ink onto something that's non-porous, like my craft mat. You add some water, and you make a paint out of it. And I'm going to paint over. Let's add some water to the darker. Can you see that? And let's add some paint to it. Maybe we add a little bit of yellow. And add some water to my yellow. And just mix and blend and make a beautiful watercolor background. Now I'm painting right on top of the flakes, directly on top of them. And the flakes are resisting. They're resisting the paint. They're beautiful, so pretty. And the more water you add to your palette painting, the lighter your color becomes. If you want your color darker, then you add more ink. It's up to you. But so easy to do with Tombow markers. This isn't necessarily what they were intended to do. In the beginning, you would ink your stamps up with them and stamp with them. Now notice, it is a brush tip. I am always using the side of my marker and never the point of my marker because I don't want to disturb that point. If you need to use something with a point, they've given you a point at the other end, which is perfect for writing or adding detail. But use that brush tip on the side. I'm going to pick up that color and I'm just going to layer it right on. And they are meant to blend. That's what they do. And I'm on 100-pound Simply Defined white smooth cardstock. And the foils, they resist. Now I know which glue I used here. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I'm going to have a completely different result. So let's add some of my colors back. And add some water to my yellow. And let's go in there and add some color. And then let's go grab my green and go in and add my green. Some more yellow. So I'm doing exactly what I did with the last one. I'm not treating it any differently. I'm not doing anything differently. I'm not using different colors. I'm just making them blend. Okay, I'm just about done. Okay, I think that's good. Oh no! That was Art Deco Andrew. That's Aussie Andrew who just called. That's kind of funny. I usually always have my phone turned off. So Aussie Andrew, sorry I wasn't able to take your phone call. Okay, here it is. Same, same. Same colors, same flaking, different glue. What is the difference? When you add water to the glue essentials and then you start moving it around, can you see I am losing my stamped image. The essentials does not work well with water, and the more I go back and forth, the more messy my image becomes. Unlike the flitter glue, you can add and add and add water and it does not move. It does not, that's me, I'm adding water. It does not move. I can keep adding water and that flake is going to stay exactly where I put it. So that is a huge difference between the two glues. Now remember, if you're doing this, no worries, easy peasy. Whether you're doing it on white paper, black paper, purple paper, green paper, if all you're doing is putting the flake down and letting it dry and move on, then it doesn't matter what ink you use. But if you want to go in there and you want to make your background, you want to paint, the flake acts as a resist. So the Tombow markers don't sit on top. Yes, your Tim Holtz markers will probably do the same thing. The colors are going to be a little more muted. Yes, you could palette paint with your Memento markers and do this. They're not going to blend equally as well, but it will work if you have them. You can certainly use them and try them. And if you have Tombow markers, oh my gosh, now you have taken a plain background with some flaking on it, and we are going to make these beautiful. So if I do it on this one, this is the essentials, and I take some orange and add some water, maybe too much water, add a little more orange to my color, and I go in there and I just want to start to paint and add some color to my pretty flowers. And then maybe I want to add a little bit of red. Every time I add water, I am loosening up that glue to where eventually it will just slowly but surely, let's see, it's already starting. Oh, it already did it. Darn it. It's already wiping away. And I just started to paint and it's already wiping away. If all I wanted to do is transfer the image, it's perfectly fine. But if you want to add any kind of water to it, you can't. Unlike if I bring over this one, and this is with the different glue, this is with the Cosmic Shimmer glue, and I add some water and I go back and forth and back and forth, and I just start to make a pretty background, add some more color. There's no right or wrong because they blend beautifully. Add some more water. I'm just blending the yellow and the orange kind of together. Yellow and red. And I want to add some more here and some more here. Gosh, I feel bad I didn't take his call. He was calling from Australia. Oh! Oops. I wasn't trying to be rude, Aussie Andrew. Truly, I wasn't. And I am just making my own paint. So could you do this with gelatos? Sure you could. Could you, what do you have that you can paint with? So I'm just making a background right now, but then I could really go in and really add some very intense color. And literally go in there and add shading and shadow and highlight and get that color right where I want it to be, and mix some in there and paint into my flowers and add a little definition on the sides of them so the petals stand out more. And I could do some green for my leaves. And go in there and, oh, too much water. Add some green. So the nice thing about Tombows is that there's 96 colors. So chances are you're going to find a color you like. A little more green. So I've added some green, and then I have a darker green, and I am just painting. Maybe add a little, just a little on the edge, a little on the edge. And it's supposed to have a watercolory look, so if it's not perfect, that's perfect. That's what you want. And I'm just starting to paint. That's all I'm doing, is going in there and painting. If I want my reds darker, more red on my craft mat. If you don't have a craft mat, Reynolds wrap, cellophane, anything that you have that is non-porous. The top of packaging. The packaging that this came in can instantly become your palette. It's non-porous. Just add my color in, kind of give a little definition, and then if I want, I can take more, and I have more water and go right over the top, and maybe add a little more yellow or orange right over the top. You really can't make mess. You can't. Add some more right over the top. And the thing I want you to realize is that at no time am I losing my flakes. They're still there. That's the difference between the glue. And it is a big difference. If you were to continue to paint on this one with the Essentials glue pad, you would ultimately end up with just a plain white piece of paper and some ink that doesn't make any sense, because all the detail from the flakes would be gone. Unlike here, where they stay behind. The flakes are cemented there. I don't know what's in that glue. Bless their pea picking hearts, I don't know what's in that glue. I'm just gonna mush and mush. Claire says that I mush creatively. That's what she says, because I just go in there and I don't give any rhyme or reason. I just go in there and let it be. And amazingly, it always comes out beautiful. I'm very happy with it. Now I have to walk away for about 10 minutes because I think when I'm done with it, oh, this is awful. And then I leave and I go get something to drink or a snack or whatever. I go answer Ozzy Andrews' phone call, and all of a sudden it has become gorgeous. I don't know what happened in that 10 minutes, but all of a sudden I like what I did. Oh, I like that. That looks good. Let's do that over on the other side. Oh yeah. And I'm just painting. But the difference is, no matter how much water I use, no matter how hard I scrub, it isn't coming off. Pretty rock star, right? Because you want to be able to do pretty things. You want to be able to have, it feels like it's embossed. This is the one that came off. It feels like it's embossed, but it's not. Oh, here it is. It feels like it's embossed, like you took embossing powder and did it, but you didn't. You used foil, but you didn't use a foil machine. You have fabulous stamps and wonderful paper, and you probably already have some kind of marker to use because almost anything will palette paint. But what you don't have is the glue and the flakes. That's what you don't have. And if you already have some flakes, by all means, try them, use them. Doesn't matter if they're indigo blue or if you've got flakes and you haven't pulled them out in years and years, now's the time. Have the right glue if you want to add water to what it is you're doing, if you want to color what it is you're doing. Because now I could take this. Oh, I think I like it on the copper. I could take this one, and instead of having a black, look at how pretty that is now that you've added color to the background. It takes that white paper, that stark white paper, and allows you to add your own to it. It allows you to make it whatever you need it to be to match whatever you're doing. And then, of course, if you have white seam binding, we have Simply Defined, you get like 5 yards for, I don't know, $2.50 or something, white seam binding. Then you take the exact same marker that you use to do your paint and you get it wet, you get your seam binding wet, you scribble this on it and scrunch it up in your hand, and now you've got a ribbon that matches your colors in here so that everything blends. How pretty is that? And we used the most gorgeous stamps from Stampendous. They're big and they give you that opportunity to play. And you're not trying to be so detailed. It doesn't matter. You're just going to go in there and give yourself permission to make art. Because ultimately, that's what you've done with this. You have made your own art. Now, I could certainly crop this on down just the way it is. Let's see, do I have scissors? Let's just crop it on down. Freehand, I know. So crop there, and crop here, and a little over here, and some over here. I'm even taking some of the flower off. Let's see, do I have a piece of... How pretty does that look against the black? Let's just trim this right on down. How pretty does that look right along the black? And if you wanted to add another detail element to it, I could take my Ushita, because I'm using foils, I'm using metallics. I could take my Ushitas, which is a paint pin. That's what it is. It's a glorified paint pin. See that little chisel? You want to keep that chisel as nice as you can. To get the pin going, you shake it and then you press it down and you wait for that ink to dispense out, and it'll fill up that nib. But that's the last time you press on that nib. When you use this, you take your paint pen and you go from the side. You use the side. Never the top, never the chiseled edge. You use it and you pull it from the side. So I want to lay it flat down. I'm going to lay it flat to my paper. Flat, flat, flat. And I'm just going to draw straight down. And it's going to give me that metallic-y edge. That then I could even crop this down a little bit more, take off a little bit more. It's okay. I know I'm not using a trimmer. And now look at what I've got. Now I've trimmed my black and the copper to give even another detail. So pretty. And these pens are easy peasy to use. It's what we used around the edge. This is black paper with just an edging. This one's done in gold, so this one's gold. So give it a shake. Press the tip. Oh yeah, this one's loaded. And then lay it flat and make your line. Now you don't have to make just lines with it. You could do just about anything you want with it. But the important thing is that you never, never, never go like this with it. Same with your tombos. You never, never, never go like this with that tip. You want that tip to be beautiful and give you beautiful finishes. And if you press too hard on this, you're going to smush it. And you will not be happy when you smush it because it will not give you that beautiful chiseled edge that you're looking for. It'd be helpful if I didn't go off my paper. You lay it flat and draw straight down. So pretty. And because it's that metallic, it matches all of the flakes beautifully. It just adds that little finishing detail edge. Now there's one other thing I want to show you because it has to do with the glue as well. And it is their detail glue. This glue and this glue and this glue are all the same. This is the large size, which is nice. Even if you like using the smaller bottle, it's nice to have this one because you can use this to refill that. So if you don't want to carry this one around all the time with you and you want to keep it in your crop bag, well then you can keep this one and use this one as a refill to there. Easy peasy. You can also use it as a refill here. This is a detail glue for your flitter. And do you see that fine tip? Now this will hold glitter, this will hold, I mean, this is beautiful and it will do your fine lines. It will let you make flourishes, and my flourishes aren't the best. I'm not the most creative, but you'll get where I'm going. It lets you do dots and dashes. If you wanted to add glitter or flakes to something, it will let you do that because this is the exact same glue. And now I could dump my glitter on there. I could dump my flakes on there as soon as it goes a little tacky. If I just put it right there, will it, did I let it go tacky enough? Oh, I got my dots and my dashes. I didn't quite let it go tacky enough, but you'll get the idea. So it smeared just a wee bit because I was too quick with it. But you can see I was able to draw dots and dashes. My little S is almost ready to go. Give it another minute or two and I could take my, let's just try if it smears a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, it smeared a little bit, but you get the gist. You can go in there and do fine detail work. If I wanted to add a silver dot, all of the flakes on my gold edging, I could dot all the way down. If you have a stamp that you just want a portion of, maybe I just want the leaves from this stamp. That's all I want. I already have another flower, but it doesn't have leaves, and I just want to stamp these leaves so I can flake them. You can take your detail, go in there, and because it's got that fine tip, you're not going to worry about getting it on the rest of your stamped image. You're going to be fine. So when you see the three sizes, I wanted you to know that this is a detail edge, and that's what you would use it for, is putting in that little extra something, or singling out a portion of a stamp, or adding a little dot and dash, or drawing, or signing a name, or putting a monogram. That is what you would be using that for. And that way you've got a full size to use when you're doing a larger stamp, or a detail if you just want to add that element, because it's very hard. They don't have that with the Essentials glue pad. Essentials glue pad only comes like this. It doesn't come in a pin. There's nothing more to go with it. So doing detail work with this can be a little hard. With the detail glue from Cosmic Shimmer, it's easy peasy. I just didn't want you to get confused between what is what. These three are exactly the same. And it is these three that will allow you to add color to your image without making the flakes fly, just disappear. It's this that will let you do that. Both of these glues, both of them, will allow you to do this just on paper. And it doesn't matter what color the paper is, white, brown, gold, silver, whatever. If you're just stamping on it and then putting the flakes on it and not adding any water, both of these glues are good. But if you want to get involved, you want to make it yours, you want to put your own stamp on it, this is where you need to be. It needs to be the Cosmic Shimmer glue. Okay, because if not, what you get is your glue, your flakes disappearing, which is sad. Sad, sad, sad. Or making a hot mess. You see that hot mess in there? It's just kind of, they're just kind of blended all in soupy. All right, so I have got beautiful samples to show you. And I'm gonna put all of this over there and I'm gonna wipe down my board, get all my ink up. Now remember, with the Tombow markers, you can ink a stamp up with them. You can use the side and you can ink your stamp and stamp with them. You could ink your stamp in one color and then grab another color and blend right into that color. So you've got a beautiful blend. You can do tip-to-tip blending. I've got several YouTubes now with these that give you an idea of what they can do. And you just add a little bit of water and they make magic. Oh my goodness gracious. And we've got them for $16.77. They usually retail for $26.99, but thanks to Tombow, we have got them at $16.77, which I think rivals just about anybody else's price. I'm hoping it rivals just about anybody else's price. All right, let's talk samples. Oh, let me show you the product first. That's probably a good idea. So there is 14 different packs of the flakes. I've got a few of them up here, but you can see the variety. You can see how what they've got inside. The colors are different, but beautiful, all different. There's silvers and golds and coppers and rusts and reds and purples and greens. It really is a matter of what you like. And they'll be on sale for 20% off. So there's 14 of these for you to choose from. I've already shown you the three glues. We'll also keep the Essentials glue pad just in case that's what you want to do. You don't want to use any coloring. So we'll put both of those on a Yummy. We'll do the little stipple brush on a Yummy. We'll do the paint pen on a Yummy and the Tombow pins on a Yummy. Okay, that's plenty. That's a lot of Yummy. Holy smokes, artichokes. Now let's talk samples. So we've got some samples with the flakes and some without. This is what Claire ended up doing with the sample that I showed. I put this on, I just put the unfinished, it still had the white background, on Facebook. And this was a little bit of Claire and a little bit of me. You can see the foil is still there because we used the flitter glue. We've colored everything in. So this was a combination of Claire and me. And then, oh, holy smokes, artichokes. We got the Stampenda stamps. Hello. 6x6 stamps. I'm like, well, this is a beautiful stamp. Where did I get it? Okay, so Stampenda stamps. This one's a brand spanking new one. Cute Paris. Wait till you see the cards done with the Paris stamp. And again, we've done cards that have the flakes and we've done cards that have nothing to do with the flakes. So you get a sense of what the stamp can do. Also on a YouTube Yummy, Oh, that's a lot of yummy. All from Stampendous. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And they work so well with the flakes because they're kind of grungy a little bit. They've kind of got a little bit of spots and speckles, and that way if it's not 100% perfect, you would never know, because that's how the stamp is. The stamp gives you permission to just do. Here's the flower that I used. Here's the clocks. You want to see stunning? There's the clocks with the stempel, or with the flakes. Stempel brush and flakes. Beautiful, isn't it? That's done with Stampendous stamp. Wouldn't that make a great guy card in some of those flakes? Oh my goodness gracious. To where it's masculine because of the stamp, but it gives a little something extra that you don't just get with ink. Use those flakes. And we've got, so mixed media, altered art, amazing. Mixed media, altered art, amazing. Mixed media, altered art, amazing. Mixed media, I mean, these aren't just for cards. There's so much to be done with them. Now, and they're $14.99 and they'll be on a YouTube Yummy. Now let me show you samples. So done with the flakes, the Gilding Flakes from Cosmic Shimmer, which we're thrilled to have in the shop. Here's a hybrid. You've got the flakes in the back, and you've got a stamped image. So this is the one stamp. This is one stamp. It's this one right here. But we cut it up. We only used a portion of the stamp. We used this side, and then we used this piece right here, but we used them separately. So we flaked the background here. We stamped this one and fussy cut it out, and then we took the little detail glue, went in there and added. So pretty. So it's taking one stamp and using elements of that one stamp. That's what I like about larger stamps, is that you can just take elements of it. You don't have to do the entire stamp. Look at how cute is this. Using the flower stamp. And here's that same stamp that way I just showed you. That was kind of a hybrid, and this one's just inking it and just coloring it. No flakes on this one at all. This is using the clocks. What a great card. Now, if you don't want a 6x6 card, you just trim it. You just use a portion of the stamp. Don't ever think you have to use the full stamp. And again, what's nice about it is that it's big enough that if you had to make several of these, you could run your paper this way on the stamp, then you could run your paper this way on the stamp, then you could run your paper this way on the stamp, and then this. You would have 4 different cards. You could run your paper this way. So you've got an opportunity to have the same card, produce the same card again and again and again, but not necessarily have the exact same image. You're using the same stamp. You're just putting your paper in different areas of the stamp to give you a different look, so they don't all look exactly the same. How stunning is this one? So this is using the flakes, and I watercolored using my Tombow markers on white paper. So I put my flakes down first on white paper, and then I came back in with my Tombow markers, just like I did here, and colored. So pretty. That is a beautiful card. Miss Claire made that. Just gorgeous. Then I told you the Paris is fun. Look at how cute is that. No flakes at all, but absolutely darling. And then here is the full version of our flowers, totally flaked and with a few little sequins just to give you a little bling bling, not too much. So we put the sequins in the color that you would think that the petals and the leaves would be, just to add a little pop. All done with the flakes. The Gilding Flakes are so easy to do. Here's Paris and a tag. For Dad. See, and there's that. It's beautiful, isn't it? And again, if you don't want a big card, you can cut it down. It's okay. You can make it an A2 card so you can mail it. That's the lovely thing, like I said, about having a bigger stamp, is that you have far more options. Isn't that gorgeous? Can I get those are all done in flakes. It's beautiful. Fun and bright and happy with the flowers. Here's another Paris done with the flakes. The background paper is just background paper, but we portioned out a piece of the stamp and did it with the flakes in the silver so that it matched, but it shined, it shimmered, but it didn't glitter. It's not too much, it's just right. And then we have the happy birthday. Now you may be saying, well, what stamp was that? It was the background was made using the stamp you would least expect. How cute is that, with all those fun colors, using what you would think would be a grungy type of stamp? And then we have Paris one more time in the full size. And last but least, we have one more flower. So, I don't know which one you like the best. They all look good. I don't know. I think they're all absolutely gorgeous and easy to do. And depending on the glue you use, that's going to give you the result that you want. You need to use the right glue for what you're looking to do. And if all you're looking to do, tilt on back. Nope, nuts in, wrong way. If all you're looking to do is to stamp paper and add your Gilding Flakes, then your Essentials glue pad is going to work perfectly, not a problem. But if you want to take it and do a little bit more, or you want to experiment and really see what is out there, what these flakes can do, because my goodness, all you're talking about is white paper, some markers, some glue, and flakes. Now, if you love the Stampin' to Stamps, we've got them on sale for you. If you've got stamps already, try those. You never know, you need to try. But you got to use the right tool for the right job, and there is a big difference between those two glues. I love them both, but I don't want to see you trying to add water after you flaked to your Essentials glue, because it's just going to disappear. All right, it's me, Stacey. I hope you learned something today. I hope I showed you something that maybe you didn't know that you could do. And if you're a beginner, I hope I showed you you can do this. Really, you can, I promise. All right, it's me. I'm out for today. I will see you next Saturday on the next Saturday with Stacey YouTube, where we are featuring, again, a brand new product that I had never seen before, and we're pairing it up with some fabulous new product from hot off the press. Wahoo Kachoo. All right, you guys, I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, where are you going to find all of this? Scrapbookingmadesimple.com. That's right, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Bye.